In this video today we will shift again to the Pacific Rim universe, and in this one we shall take an in-depth look at one of the most powerful monsters of the franchise, from Pacific Rim the Black, the anime, one that might even be more powerful than any other kaiju or Jaeger. This is the Apex Drone Kaiju hybrid, which was created as a result of the feedback loop during uprising that killed off all the other drone Jaegers, and somehow this one survived and gained independence from the Precursors and their commands. It was seen in the middle episodes as a vague silhouette hunting for food, and would eat both humans, natural world animals, and kaiju as well. So let's get down with this sickness. Apex was as tall as the other drone kaiju hybrids, which would put him around 270 feet tall. It was initially white in color, and after the infestation of the kaiju brain, it would have been blue, something like a blue kaiju organic matter growing out of many places in its body. But after the destruction of every other hybrid, the creature changed color to red instead of blue and becomes darker in shade as well. There were larger spikes that grew out from its back and arms, and also had tiger stripes all over its body, but red in color. It also has two red glowing eyes and a couple of sets of metallic razor-sharp teeth in its mouth. It would have developed a digestive system and a respiratory system as well, as time progresses, since it was killing and hunting kaiju. Like the other drone Jaegers, Apex is biomechanical in design, built using kaiju blood and a kaiju secondary brain built within a quantum data core. While its kaiju nature was initially concealed with the structure of a Jaeger, the activation of its secondary brain forces its organic nature outside its chassis. It can create breaches independent of the Precursors and form neural bridges with living organisms. But unique to the drone Jaegers and kaiju, Apex can act outside the parameters of the Precursors' hivemind. On its own, Apex uses the isolated continent of Australia as a personal hunting ground, feeding off of other kaiju it kills. Apex is hostile towards any and all life it considers a threat to its existence, but will cooperate with others if it chooses to do so. Well, these drone-created hybrids are outfitted with missiles and other traditional weaponry designed for Jaegers. Additionally, they were built with energy cores that can generate enough power to recreate the breach that connects Earth to the Antiverse. While drone hybrids can be controlled remotely, the secondary kaiju brain embedded in its design allows the drones to override their human control by command, as well as the Precursor's command in the case of Apex. Like naturally manufactured kaiju, hybrids operate within the hivemind system of the Precursors, sharing information through a connection similar to the drift. Well, the feedback loop that killed almost all of them except for Apex was a way to block Newton's signals, which means the Precursor signals, to control them and then reversing them back into the kaiju brain, which grows in intensity every time the signal finishes a cycle, and hence, like a chain reaction, becomes stronger and stronger and ends up in the kaiju brain exploding. However, the Apex creature managed somehow to survive the attack. It might have been able to do so by breaking the loop before it became too powerful, or there was a glitch in the system of the kaiju hybrid and it broke the loop. Whatever the case may be, the Apex kaiju drone hybrid emerged out of this in a singular mind and not connected to the hive mind of the Precursors anymore. It was able to break free and carry no allegiance whatsoever to any side in the war. After the uprising kaiju war, Apex began attacking both sides alike, and its rampage extends into Meridian City as the kaiju begins to overrun Australia. Well, while in Meridian City, it detects a human kaiju hybrid in the basement of the PPDC recruitment center and tries to establish a neural bridge with it, but fails. And after Meridian City falls during Operation Blackout, Apex roams the ruined city and Australia, picking off canine kaiju that hunts in the area. During one of its hunts, it inadvertently saves Taylor and Haley, the protagonists, from sudden death, but tries to eat them next. It later responds to the sound of Haley calling for help and goes after the canine kaiju that also called Rippers, and it goes after them again. Later in the series, in the Boneyard scenes, it engages a Category 3 kaiju called Acid Quill and attacks Atlas Destroyer as well. Apex is then halted by the kaiju boy accompanying the Travis siblings, and it, recognizing this child as the hybrid it attempted to drift with before, Apex and the boy forms a bond. The two share their memories in the drift before linking with Haley to validate the boy's story, which convinces Apex to cease all hostile actions against Atlas Destroyer. As a parting token, it gives the Travis siblings the arm of Chaos Nemesis before moving on to consume the corpse of Acid Quill. This shows that the creature is sentient and only attacks for survival. It initially did not want to attack Atlas Destroyer but was forced into the fight because the two protagonists thought it was gonna kill the boy. And so with that, we come to the end of this video. Do like for support, subscribe to be a part of this MindCube family, and also smash that notification bell for regular updates when we post new videos on monsters, Pacific Rim kaijus, creatures, Godzilla vs. Kong dissection videos, and more right here on MindCube. Take care, fam.